Welcome to our demonstration of our SharePoint durable URLs. In this demo I'm going to review kind of the problems that we have with the basic type of pointing to files and document libraries and sites, and how SharePoint durable URLs can solve some of those problems. In this particular example, we're on our ACS Apps Playground site, and it has a sub-site called Test Sub. We're going to navigate to that. We're going to see that there is a document here called My Test Document. If I was to right click on that and add it to my favorites, that means I could go and get it back by going to my favorites. So let's do that now. See, it takes us over to Office Web Apps. It shows our doc, simple words, My Test Doc. Now the problem comes into play when I decide that I want to change the name of this document. And so we'll call it My Test Document 2. We'll save the document. And I'll go back to my favorites and try to find it, and it says file not found. Similarly, if we go back to the site, we rename our document back to the original name of the file, My Test Document. But now we go in and we change the URL of our site so that it no longer is called Test Sub, but it's called Test Sub 2. And in doing that, if we go up to our favorites and I go to My Test Document, I'll see that also I get file not found. Now obviously this is bad. People rename documents all the time. There are sites that get renamed in SharePoint architectures simply because people don't design their site hierarchies correctly, and so we end up with things like this. Now one of the to solve this problem, we've developed the notion of the SharePoint durable URLs. And what's going to occur here is we'll go ahead and rename our site back just to kind of show you how all of this works with each other. We'll put our test sub back. Let's go try out our favorite again just to make sure we can actually get to our doc. And there we go. It's actually going to take us there. Cast it for a second. And it's back again, so that's great. But you know what? Again, if any of those two things happens, then we're out of luck. So the idea would be that we'd want to utilize a durable URL, and so the durable URL tool will actually add this custom action. Clicking on it will give us a URL of which we can then use. We can go and add that to our favorites, so that we're going to use this URL from now on versus actually using what SharePoint gives us as far as a URL. So that being done, let's go and check out one more area here. If I select the document here, I also have the ability to see the drop down here in the durable URL. So it's in a couple different places, no matter where we are. Now that being said, let's go ahead and let's rename this document. And again, we'll call it Test Document 2, and we'll save it. And now let's go up in here to our link that we have, and let's go ahead and click it. And we see that we do get sent to the document. We are not getting a file not found. Now it's not actually in Office Web Apps, and that's okay, but we are able to see the doc. If we go back to Site Actions, Site Settings, and we change the URL to Test Sub 2, and I go back into my favorites and I select, I also get the document back. So the durable URLs are a way of doing two things, solving two problems. One is the problem of people renaming your site and your file, and the second is if you have a lot of subsites underneath here. Now it just happens that this particular URL, the DNS, is really long. You would want to have a shorter URL because obviously you can only have so many characters in the URL. So this would be the guaranteed length of all of the URLs that you would ever see. So in essence, it is a way of shortening URLs, but also gaining the durability. It's not just a URL shortener. That is our tool. I hope you enjoy it and you purchase it. There's going to be a lot of new types of features added later on that you should look forward to. But if you have any questions, feel free to email us at SharePointDurableUrls.com.